Seven Bears is a new animated series on Netflix that puts a twist on classic fairy tale stories. So today, let's see if it's worth your time. Seeking to be heroes, a clumsy troop of bear siblings decide to help fairy tale creatures in need, but their good deeds often turn into disasters. So this is based on a graphic novel that takes 7 bears and puts them in kind of different fairy tale stories. You have Snow White and Cinderella, Rapunzel, just to name a few, and they act as like the 7 dwarfs to Snow White and just get into different adventures and try to help each other out and just have a bunch of hijinks along the way. Now, I have not read the graphic novel and I don't have any plans to, but Seven Bears, it just wasn't for me. I typically watch a lot of these animated shows to see if my kids would like to watch them, just find something entertaining for them to watch. And then I give my review to see if you're kind of in the same situation as me. Have young kids and you're just trying to find something fun to watch. My kids enjoyed some parts to Seven Bears. There is 10 episodes and there are about 2 stories per episode, and each episode is about 27 minutes long, and you handle various fairy tale storylines. Centers around a lot of Snow White and Rapunzel and Cinderella, just to name a few. And I liked the different vibes and the different versions that we would get for Snow White. And it doesn't seem to be like the same kind of structure as those classic storylines. It seems to just kind of play around with it and just have quick stories throughout. The 7 Bears look and act the same, so there isn't really any different personalities to these characters. It's just 7 bears. They all look the same. They all act the same. It's just bears. The series relies so much on the bears comedy that got old very quick. I would put on an episode and I would go do something really fast, and I would come back and there'd be a joke about the bears scratching their butts and talk about potatoes. Maybe another episode on another day that had like the same kind of jokes about potatoes and scratching your butt. And they even had like get into a circle and scratching butts. And I know like bears, like they scratch like their backs on trees and everything like that, but they really ran with the jokes about butts and farts and things like this. My kids kind of found it funny at first, and I did too. I thought it was it's silly, it's fun. It just went on like that was the only idea that they could go for, was butt scratching constantly throughout the 10 episodes. Some of the characters that they introduced, like Snow White, Rumpelstiltskin, Cinderella, they're quite obnoxious. The series bounces around a lot. Like I said, it's like 2 different stories per episode, but it moves very fast. Like characters are introduced. You have characters that just kind of bounce around from one storyline to the other. Maybe Puss in Boots in one storyline, and then the 3 Little Pigs jump into that storyline as well. The narration to start off the episodes is probably the best aspect of the show. That is where I found it to be funny, as it's poking fun at fairy tale stories and animation and different things like that. I found the narration in the beginning that sets up each episode to be quite funny, and the animation itself is decent. There isn't a ton of detail like in the background, but the series is constantly moving. It's very bright and vibrant, a lot of colors that do pop, and there isn't much like dark scenes to it all. Even some of the fairy tale storylines, it just has that very colorful palette to it all. I just didn't really find so much about Seven Bears to be redeeming or entertaining. My kids kind of really checked out about middle half of the show, as it did feel a little bit repetitive with its stories and a lot of its jokes. It just seemed to be like this same cycle over and over again. It had a decent setup with its jokes and the structure of it all, and playing around with many different fairy tale characters and kind of juggling them in multiple different storylines, but it was the same thing and it ended up becoming ended up becoming a tired series towards the end that seemed like a chore to get through. I'm gonna go ahead and give Seven Bears a D+. Thank you guys for watching my review for Seven Bears. Have you guys seen the new animated show? What you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.